Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and I wanted to go over some nuances with the Mono Green Nykthos, Mono Green Devotion deck in Pioneer. Because while I've talked about the deck as a whole, I've talked about sideboarding with it, I've talked about flex slots, it's important to understand a lot of the weird stuff involved with this deck. And I wanted to lead this off with how to combo with the deck, because the deck is decidedly still a combo deck, even though it doesn't have Karn. Yes, it has a big green guy beat down alternative plan, but primarily you're looking to combo. And the way that you combo is by getting a ton of devotion, drawing a ridiculous amount of cards with Kiora and Outcast or Trailblazer, getting many creatures on the battlefield, untapping Nykthos with Kioras or extra Kioras that you draw to add even more mana, hitting more Nykthoses with like Cavalier to add even more mana, etc., 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 until you have a bunch of creatures and a bunch of mana, and then you play an Ulvenwald oddity, flip it, everything has haste and trample, and then you jam. That's the combo. And so all of your plays should be working towards that combo if you can. In addition, some other things that you might need to know about. Leyline of the Guild Pact, as you probably know, is in the deck just for its devotion to green. It's 4 green pips. But also remember, if you have a Leyline of the Guild Pack, your lands tap for any colored mana, including your Nykthos. So if you're worried about cards like Stonebrain or other extraction effects, you can play a Leyline of the Guild Pack during your pregame actions, and then your first land can just be Nykthos, and you can still play your Mana Dork while getting around those extraction effects, which is kind of cool. One of the weirdest things about this deck when you first pick it up is the Outcaster Trailblazer timings. And the biggest thing about Outcaster Trailblazer is, again, remember this is a combo deck. If you were just trying to beat down, of course, you would never plot Outcaster Trailblazer, or very rarely plot Outcaster Trailblazer, but you want to create really big turns. And if giving up 4 damage and plotting Outcaster Trailblazer on turn 2 or turn 3 means that you can have it come off plot to create a mana so you can play a Cavalier a turn earlier, or a Storm the Festival a turn earlier, or multi-spell, is way better. Or even better, like plot the Outcaster Trailblazer when you have 3 mana, next turn play Kiora, and then cast Outcaster Trailblazer off of plot to be able to draw a card off of Kiora, because drawing extra cards is extremely important when you're trying to combo, is where you should probably be with this deck. However, it normally being right to plot Outcaster Trailblazer does not mean High Noon goes away. So remember, High Noon exists when you're playing this card, because having something come off plot it counts as a spell. Sometimes when you Storm the Festival, you're going to hit a Kiora and a creature when you already have a Kiora on the battlefield. Understand that everything enters, and then the Planeswalker thing, like legendary rule, happens. So both Kioras are going to see that creature enter from Storm the Festival before the Planeswalker thing happens, so you'll be drawing 2 cards. Just important to remember. And this is true of the old Nykthos deck as well. But be sure to activate Nykthos, if you can, in most situations. Activate Nykthos in response to the Cavalier of Thorns trigger in case you hit another Nykthos, because you don't have a chance to activate Nykthos again before grabbing that extra Nykthos and putting it on the battlefield from Cavalier of Thorns and them legendarying each other out. So say you have access to 9 mana, one of them's a Nykthos, you Storm the Festival, 3 mana left over, including Nykthos, hit a Cavalier. Awesome. So you want that Cavalier to enter the battlefield. But before the Cavalier trigger actually resolves, you can activate Nykthos and get the devotion from Cavalier counting towards Nykthos. And then if you hit another Nykthos off of Cavalier, it's even better. I think everybody that has learned this deck has encountered a situation where you hit the second Nykthos off of Cavalier and you like roll your eyes because you could have had so much more mana. So just remember that. And in that same vein, navigate your turns in a sense that the Cavalier resolving is one of the last things going on, so that you can get maximum devotion off of Nykthos and you aren't like hemorrhaging devotion by doing that like in response to the Cavalier trigger trick. But those are the big nuances, in my opinion, in this mono green deck. If you have any more, leave them in the comments. And if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social media. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.